welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I'm Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes. Relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, let's talk about it, honey. This is The Chi, Season 6, Episode 5, One of Them Nights. Baby, let me tell y'all something, The Chi. Y'all running up my blood pressure for nothing, okay? I'm over here biting my daggone fingernails, okay? Stressing, saying it's Pastor about to be taken out, okay? Is Bakari or Papa gonna sacrifice themselves for him? Is imminent danger? What's gonna happen? What's going on? Who getting popped? Nobody, okay? Not a damn soul. But we got prom night, all right? We got everybody getting hair did, nails did, everything did, or getting the new suits, the new dresses, all that good stuff. We got Bakari out here getting cars from Duda and over here giving Rashad these hammers, okay? He done took the daggone bag, y'all. Finally, Rashad caves in and takes the bag. Emmett over here thinking he about to go press Duda. Duda end up pressing him up against his neck and telling him he better check himself before he wreck himself. Keisha loses her damn job. She feel like she losing her mind. And she says what I just said 2 episodes back. She's acting just like her daggone mama. Tiff now wants to tell Emmett that he's not her protector. But honey, we gonna get on into that. I like how you flip that, Tiff. And you know, of course, Bakari is nervous about meeting Jamal, but baby, he got other things that he needs to be more freaking nervous about than that. And Papa finds out his girlfriend got a whole child. I said, wait a minute, how old is this child? How old was you when you had her? I mean, him, you know. I got so many questions. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into this episode. Break it on down. Take it from the top. You know how we do. So, yo, we start out, of course, with Kev and Emmett. They out buying suits, having a little brother time, okay? And Emmett over here like, yo, you know, Dag, I can't believe I'm buying you a suit for your prom. And Kev tell him, nah, I'm straight. I don't need your money, okay? I've been raking in the dough, and I got a job offer out in LA, a chance to make some more money with this whole gaming situation. And Emmett is over here telling him, like, why would you want to leave the shop? We don't need nobody leaving now. You got to stay with your friends and family. You don't need to go nowhere. You know, if everybody keeps leaving the shop, who gonna be left? Sorry, Emmett, I don't agree with you there. Okay, I think that he is young. He just getting out of high school. He needs to travel. He needs to get different experiences, and especially if it can make him money. But however, karma, do be careful. Like, it's more out here in the world than just the shop. Okay, Emmett. So moving on from him, we see Duda giving Bakari this car. He all excited and happy. Oh, this for me. Okay, but of course, Duda got them hammers in the trunk, and he asking him, yo, what's up? Why haven't these been moved yet? I thought you told me you was on top of it. It was good. I thought you told me you was going to handle it. And he is telling Duda, yo, I am working on it. You know, I've been calling him, but he ain't been answering his phone. He said, well, you better figure out something. And, you know, Bakari says, yes, he will. He's on it. Don't worry about it. So Duda, go ahead and get up out of here and leave him with the car. Now, Tiff is over here, you know, when my butt's going to be like this, playing in freaking Cairo damn place, right? And getting some lights from him. And then Dante comes and she over here talking about, well, what are you doing here? He's like, yo, you wouldn't even know Cairo if it wasn't for me. So we hear a noise outside and we like, yo, what the hell is that? They go all running, and sure enough, they done stole Tiff's car. You know, Dante talking about, I think I know where it's at. So if you don't, you know, want to get it back, come on, stop standing there, let's go. So he go flying after the daggone car, and lo and behold, where do you think it ended up? Right at Duda's damn shop. Now, in the meantime, Keisha getting fired from her job, y'all, okay? You ain't got no job. They said they got budget cuts. They got to get her up out of there. You know, she was coming in late. She was leaving early. We understand that life be lifing, but at the end of the day, when we look at, you know, the things that we need to cut, you one of them. Sorry, boo, you gotta go, right? So of course she in her feelings behind that. Now Tiff has Rob meet her there, and so it's her, Dante, and Rob there, and it's like, how the hell you make a mistake and take her freaking car? That's her car. Give her keys. You know, Duda come out and he say, oh, you know, just was a mistake or whatever, right? And I wanted to see if anybody was actually gonna get in trouble for this. Didn't seem like they did. He just tells them to give Tiff back the key, and she's like, thank you. And Rob says, and he wants that money for the window that was broke. And Duda was like, slow your roll, okay? You moving too fast. We ain't doing all of that, but what we will do is you'll take it off the top of your next payment. So he's saying to Dante, since when you over here playing Captain Save a Hole, you know, I ain't see you in a minute. And he basically was like, you better watch who you hanging around, especially, who you going hard for. That's not your girls. Dante just smiles and walks away. Now, Jake comes in with some, two different color, pants legs. He over here trying out some new things, trying to make some new outfits. And Trig was making fun of him with that, and they sit down having a little breakfast and a little chit chat, and Jake tells him all you could do is the best you could do. He could tell that Trig is over here stressing himself out or whatever, not seeming really happy, and it's like, what's going on with you? And so when he said all you could do is the best you could do, Victor was like, thanks, little bro, you know what I'm saying, for your great advice. So we just was having a little brother, chit chat time. In the meantime, Aisha and Lene is chit chatting while she doing her nails. And of course, she's over here nervous because her brother want to meet, Bakari. And Maisha's just basically like, girl, these brothers kill me, how they always want to step in and be overprotective. And I think that's sweet or whatever. But hopefully he knows the struggle. So you just got to remind him of that, and everything will work out fine, right? And we get to, Emmett bringing daggone EJ home or whatever, right? And he's like, seeing the car window. So he like, yo, what the hell happened with the car? And what was you doing with Dante? All of a sudden, Keisha want to talk about Emmett, we not together no more. Why you worried about whether I was with Dante or not? And he's like, I'm just asking, like, how did this happen? How did I get it? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why you didn't call me? And she's like, well, why would I call you? Oh, I bought the car. So, and then she was like, no, am I okay? Am I traumatized? He like, well, you don't look like you traumatized. So at this point, she was about to get pissed off and walk back in. And he like, nah, seriously, tell me what happened. What's going on? I still think you should have called me. And he was like, how the hell did you end up with Dante? And she was like, well, Dante ended up, coming where I was at with Cairo because I'm trying to grow my own stuff now. And he was like, wait, I thought you was getting your stuff from Duda. Are you growing your own stuff now? And she's like, yeah, I thought that, Keisha would have mentioned it to you. So he like, nah, she didn't say nothing. So he's basically, I guess, feeling like he lost. He don't know nothing the hell that's going on or whatever. Got the mad confused face. And she tells him, well, you're not my protector anymore, so you don't have to worry about me. I just thought that was an interesting choice of words, since not even 2 episodes back, honey, we was talking about, well, why you don't give me a car? You got a big house. If he's not your protector and he's not your man, and you seem to know that now, you could have known it then, even though I didn't see no issue with him buying the car. I'm just saying, girl, it was real funny how you flipped that script. So he go off walking away from that, right? Now at this point, we see that Bakari and Lene is outside talking. They standing by this car. Of course, she want to know where he got the car from. He's saying a friend gave it to him. I don't know. Wish I had a friend like that, right? And not only that, he want to know if they could go somewhere after prom. And he's saying that his friend got a house that he's basically going to let them chill at. And she said, well, as long as you know ain't nothing going to happen. And he like, nothing like what? And she like, come on now, you know what, right? But he tells her, I love you. And she's like, I love you too. So we got this date night plan for after the daggone prom, y'all. Now, Emmett come home and Keisha sitting on side folding up the clothes on the couch, and he was like, yo, why didn't nobody tell me that Tiff is growing her own weed? And did you know about her car being stolen from Duda's boys? And she like, no, is she okay? He like, yeah, she okay. He was like, it's fine. She got it back, but it's just the principle of it, right? And she was like, Emmett, I lost my job today. So he's like, wait, what? He was like, oh my God. He was like, what happened? She like, budget cuts. He said, well, maybe this is a good thing because you have been being overwhelmed a lot lately. What? And of course, now she getting pissed off, and she basically says, yeah, I've been juggling a lot because I've been over here trying to help your ass. All right. So at this point, she get up and she trying to take the stuff upstairs in the basket. And he was like, well, damn, because she said this job meant a lot to her and she had finally found a purpose or whatever. And now it's gone. And he was like, well, I mean, I can't help that we basically got to do what we got to do to get things done. And she said, well, you can't be leaning on me for everything, right? And then he's like, all right, fine. He said, but you got to tell me stuff like this. Speak up next time. She gonna say she shouldn't have to speak up. He said, well, I can't read your mind. She said, well, you see that I'm overwhelmed. And then he's like, I'm just trying to provide for my family. And she said, well, I'm not going to be sitting at home letting the world pass me by while you out here living your best life. And he's just like, what? Confused as hell. So basically, we go to Rashad, right? And Darnell. They out here actually doing this job that Darnell was bringing up to him at the dinner. And Rashad is getting the attitude that he got paid $100 for the day. I'm like, huh? Ninja, okay, you still making some money. He talking about some, hold on, this is it. Well, damn, we was up there since 6 o'clock in the morning. So Darnell is like, yeah, it's slow right now, but at the end of the day, this could really be something that we could build up. It could become a business and we could end up employing other people, you know what I'm saying? And so he's like, why are you so stressed about this daggone money? And so Rashad begins to talk about how, he's staying here with this woman. He not paying no money. He want to be able to put up more and so on and so forth. And Darnell is like, I hear you. I get that, right? But it takes time to get places and do things. And, it's other ways that you could be helping in the meantime outside of the money, right? And he's like, come on, let's go. And Rashad is just like, yeah. So we get over to daggone Dre and Nina house, child, and we having an argument. We find out that Dre been still texting her ex, okay? I don't know about this one, Dre, okay? Why are you texting your ex? But she saying ain't nothing going on in the midst of this argument that she literally says the same line to Dre that Keisha said to her mama, okay, which is, I ain't gonna be sitting by while you living your best life. And Keisha's like, damn, I'm turning into my mama. I said, girl, I'm glad you caught on, because that's what I said. And Dre starts to tell her how much she loves her mother and that ain't nothing going on with her and this ex. And, Keisha's basically like, I believe you. So she's like, well, anyway, what else is going on with you? And Keisha starts to say how she's really having a hard time. She tells her about losing the job. And Dre does what should have been done and tells Keisha, are you still going to therapy? And we find out, no, Keisha started slipping. She didn't really have time for that. And she tells her, girl, you got to make time. That's important. That's the only way you could really heal. She was like, well, can't you just be my therapist? Hell to the no, okay? Dre can't be your therapist. She says, nah, that's not a good idea. But she do know somebody else who she can basically give Keisha the info for her to go and check out. And Keisha's like, thank you. I said, thank you, Dre. Okay, thank you, because that definitely needs to happen. Now, I don't know why, but Emmett took his behind down to the shop. Where Duda? Where the fuck is Duda at? Okay, and so Nuck is telling him, yo, chill, or whatever the case may be. And Duda comes walking out, and he was like, why would you take Steve's car when you know that I bought her that shit? Your broker's the one that helped me to get it. And Duda told him, you a day late and $1 short, man. 2 other niggas already came in to handle that, right? It was not my fault that you wasn't one of them. And he was like, I guess her ass wasn't built for you. And freaking Emmett said, yo, fuck you, okay? And Duda said, what? And Nuck told him, chill the hell out. Duda done came back and pressed that hammer up against freaking Emmett's neck. He said, what did you say? Emmett said, you heard what I said, okay? Child, Emmett looked shook this out when he had that gun up there. That hammer up there, okay? He says, your mama will have to bury you in a nice suit, and your father will be crying like a little bitch. Your kids will be fatherless and all of this stuff. So I said, damn, yo, stop playing, right? And he basically told him, is that what you want? And, Emmett basically just was still looking at him. And he turns around and walks away and lets him go. So now I guess Emmett finally got the reality check that we all knew that, he should have been gotten, okay? He is a day late and $1 short at this point, right? So we had Papa and his father sitting down, having some quality time. He checking his suit, having a conversation with him. Bakari comes in crazy nervous about this meeting with Lene's sister. Papa's dad tells him, just look him in the eyes, shake his hand, and walk away with confidence. You know what I'm saying? Be you. And he says, y'all better hurry up and get up out of here before I say that, going to the prom is devil's work. Now, in the meantime, Miss Gemma was actually with this horrible ass dress on, child. And, Kiara comes in and tells her, girl, no, where the hell you going with that? And Gemma's like, I know, whatever, right? And so she tells her they can make a day out of it. She could go help her. She like, it's either me or your dad. Marcus is happy to see them getting their little bonding on. He walks past smiling, and Gemma gives in and says, okay, so we going to get facials, hair done, manicure, outfit, all this good stuff. And we start to conversate about, do you really love my dad, or you just trying to use him? You know, she's asking Gemma, well, who you going with? And she's like, Jake, I'm glad I got a boyfriend. She's like, oh, well, how did you meet him? You know, oh, well, actually, I was with his best friend. And Sierra starts cracking up, talking about something. I knew it was something about you. I like that. I said, yeah, okay. But unfortunately, when they get home and she's thinking that Mark is supposed to be all happy about this dress and this look she gave her, he has the complete opposite direction. He goes completely the freak off. Tells her basically that he don't want his daughter looking like no whore. And Sierra's like, well, what the hell does that make me? And Marcus' face is like, I say, yeah, Marcus, you're doing too much, boo. You're doing too much. But hey, at the same time, Sierra, if the, you know what I'm saying, kettle is black, it is what it is, right? The shoe fits. So now, you know, Keisha come home and she's in a different frame of mind now. She's telling Emmett, listen, I want to go to therapy. It's not about us. It's about me. I really need help, you know, and I think that this can make a big difference. And she want to be committed to this family and this relationship. And he's like, okay, good. I'm glad, right? She feel like she pouring into everything except for herself, and she feel empty and lost. And he's like, well, I don't want that. So she tells him that maybe therapy could be good for him too. And he's like, nah, I'm doing the group therapy. And she was like, well, that's cool that you're doing group therapy, but one-on-one therapy is different. True, but at the same time, at least he is making an attempt and he is doing that. So I don't see nothing wrong with it. So now at this point, you know, we have the kids and all the families outside, man. We celebrating, we partying, we taking pictures. You know what I'm saying? Jamal does have the meet up with Bakari. He does do what Papa, you know, Pastor Stanley told him to do. We at the prom and we doing it up, okay? We doing it up, and Maisha's the prom queen. You know, Jake is the prom king. We living our best damn lives. Papa had got a text from his girl that said, you know, I'm not going to be able to come to the prom, but what you can do is slide through after because my parents don't went away, okay? So he over here talking about how he going to be doing grown things. You know, Kev has a conversation with Jake and Papa where he's like, yo, I got this opportunity in LA. Jake's saying take it. Papa saying, what the hell is wrong with you? What about his friends? What about his family? What about Maisha and all of that? And they like, yo, go ahead and live your best life. Take your chances. You only live once, right? So I'm just sitting here, y'all, like, oh God, they having too much fun. They being too happy. Something about to go down. Something about to go down. Something about to go down, right? In the meantime, we get over to Victor's house. He having a party. Everybody smiling. We still celebrating. You know, Sierra and Marcus is there. You know, Rashad and his girl is there, right? And Darnell is there, and the Quincy, his manager, campaign manager slash now assistant, is there, right? And so there's a knock at the door, and lo and behold, we find out that old boy that sold Emmett the house, that works with Duda, just so happens to be the fiance that he was talking about when he was telling Emmett, like, you know, I have to talk to my fiance first, so I think you better talk to your girl first, right? And his name is DeAndre or whatever. And, you know, he gets to talking, and they basically first was having a little argument where he was like, yo, you just missed my toast and you late in all of this. And he's like, let me introduce you to Victor. So they come on over to where Victor's at, and he introduced him, and he starts saying how, you know, oh yeah, I'll be selling houses, and this house is going to be worth a lot later on. This is some good real estate right here. And he's basically like, I recently, of course, talking about Emmett, sold a house for Duda. And so, you know, Victor tells Quincy, like, come here, let me talk to you for a minute. And they go in the back area of the kitchen, and he basically was like, yo, do you know about Duda and what he be into? And he said, well, everybody got their past, everybody got things that they into. He like, nah, trust me, this is different. So he tells Victor if there's anything he should know, please speak now or forever hold his peace, right? He cannot be able to help him if he don't know everything. And Victor says, you know, I seen him bury a body. I said, child, Victor, I don't know if that was the right thing. I said, damn, you said it was going to be, you know, hush, hush, but you're behind. So that secret in 2 seconds. Now, Papa get here. Bakari and them done dropped him off, and he thinking he about to, you know what I'm saying, do it up. He over here spraying something. Spraying his mouth and got his little flower ready and all of that, you know, the corsage to give her. And this little boy come open the door. So he like, oh, this your little brother. She talking about, no, this my son. And then they both just look at, I said, what? So I'm assuming this is why she had the funny look and why she's been so leery all this time or whatever have you, right? And so then we see Quincy and DeAndre in the house or whatever, and they having a conversation. What do you know about Duda, right? And what do you really know about Victor? You know, oh, well, I know he's a good guy. You know, oh, well, he was lying the whole time, right? But Quincy says he understands his reasoning for lying. So he just was still telling him to be careful when it come to Duda. Now we see Bakari, he over here speeding, flying down the street. You know you in this car that got these tents and all of this. Of course, what happens? The cops come and freaking stop them, right? Pull up behind them. And now we want your license and your registration. I said, Lord of mercy. So, mind you, I don't remember if I mentioned this or not, y'all. I'm sorry. But he did go to Rashad's house and basically was like, yo, you know, I got these hammers. Are you going to take them or not? You're not going to have them for a long time. And Rashad says, I heard this story before. That's what they all say. Okay, that's what they said right before I went in. And he threw 2 rolls of money, you know, money on the damn table and said, this is tax free. And so Rashad ends up taking it and putting it in the vent in damn Deja house. That's going to come back to bite him. You can guarantee it. Okay, just wanted to say Rashad finally caved in, right? And we also found out that Alicia knows Bianca and she apparently invested in her business and she want to know why there's hoodlums, okay, hanging in the establishment. And she basically got her eyes, okay, on Duda as well, talking about, well, what is he doing? Why does he get this special treatment? Because Bianca told her that he be coming through at night when everything is closed. And she said, don't forget you owe me, you know. Oh, no, I could never forget that. Are you coming through for it? No, now? No, I'm not. But be ready when I am, okay? So she go ahead and leave. Now, in the meantime, the kids had to be picked up from the precinct. They looking pitiful as hell. Nina and Dre looking all damn tired. They get up and they hugging, you know, Lene when she come out. And her brother's there to hug her as well and put his jacket over her. Bakari coming out looking all sad and miserable and disappointed in himself. And Jamal, of course, is giving him the side eye because, of course, when they met, he promised him, you know, I'm going to take care of your sister. You could bet on that, right? Nothing's not going to happen. And we know that's a promise that he really can't keep. Now, Victor get a knock, knock, knock at the door, baby. And they talking about, it's the FBI, okay? We need to talk. So Victor tells, you know, Fatima that he gonna be right back. Don't worry about it. I said, Lord of mercy. Now, moving on from there, you know, Miss Bianca get in the car with Duda. When he come, he late to pick her up. And she lets her know that Alicia stopped by. And she's basically like, yo, you know, did you have anything to do with Q's death? And he says, don't ask me questions you already know the answers to. And she's like, well, why the hell did you have to do that? And he says, because he was being messy. And she's just like, okay. So she asks who else knows. And he is basically like, just one of my guys. You know, can he be trusted? Or is he loyal? Duda basically just laughs and says he better be. Whatever, y'all. Okay. And you know, basically we just see that, you know, Papa Daddy goes to drive them all home. And then Bakari's just looking sad and miserable. And we see that Keisha is now, you know, in therapy where she needs to be. She's at least starting the process, right? And so I'm happy to see that. And we have Kevin and Maisha having this conversation. And he's like, well, what do you think about the whole thing of him moving or whatever? And she's like, yo, go for it. Like, what you want me to say? You know, she said, what if it's meant to be? It could benefit your daggone career. She was like, at the end of the day, I wouldn't let nothing stand in my way. If I want something, I'm going for it. And he was like, well, what about your friends and your family, though? She said, shoot, I'm not about to give up my dream just so I could be close to them. They still gonna be my friends and family. You only get one life, Kev. You gotta live it to the fullest, okay? Even if it means leaving some people behind. I said, come on, Maisha, girl, you better break it down for him because that is a fact, y'all. And so, you know, I think that just helped him make his decision, made him feel a little bit better, more at peace. And he makes the call and says, I want to take up, you know, you on this offer right now. I've never been, but I'm looking forward to going. So Kev is trying to get up out of here, y'all. The question is he going to make it out? There's all of this set up for him to make this call, and we think that we don't watch Kev grow up and watch him graduate and watch him go away, and then all of a sudden he not. I hope not, y'all. I really hope not, right? So of course Keisha comes home and it's something sticking out the little I forgot what they call them daggone things, but we gonna just say a bin, right? It's sticking out and she opens it up, and what do you think is inside but the money? Is any of us surprised? Hell to the no. Keisha done found the money, and when Emmett walks in, she like, what the hell is this? That was the episode, y'all. That was the episode. Put it in the comments. Tell me your thoughts, what you think, what you liked, what you didn't like, what you think is coming up next, all that good stuff. Anything I left out, put that in the comments. We will talk about it down there as well. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky. Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Till next time, y'all. Toodles.